Peace, peace, peace. What up? Choke, no joke. Cheeky choke, no joke. Ball face, no joke. Ball face choke. Don't be mad because I look younger than y'all niggas. Do not be mad, nigga. Do not be mad. Don't be mad. Yo, nigga, you cutting the beard off, man. You know what I'm saying? My girl gonna be looking at you now, nigga. You looking young. Nigga, stop that crying. Stop that crying. I don't want you a little younger. Need girls look so good, but they brain is not ready. I don't know. I only mess with one man, cause they mind is so steady. So here we go. That young boy don't know nothing about that Chris, the KRS. Boy about to make him a lasagna. You know what I mean? I need a lasagna in my life. I ain't have a lasagna in a little minute. You know what I mean? But joke no joke, man. I just came on because I had some interesting deep thoughts, right? I'm gonna need y'all to share these thoughts with me. Right? Check it. So this is what I'm thinking. It's cold. I'm gonna get pans over here. Anyway, so what I've been thinking about lately, I need some ricotta cheese. What I've been thinking more lately was, is everything that we've been taught the truth? Have we been lied to all these years? Was going to school just to program our minds to believe whatever they wanted us to believe? Now, some of y'all might be like, yo, what is Choke talking about? Where's the ricotta cheese at? This is what I can't remember what sparked this thought, but ricotta cheese might be up here somewhere. My bad, y'all. I understand how they ain't got no ricotta cheese in here, B. Where's the ricotta cheese at? Without the ricotta. I need the ricotta. Right, so check it, y'all. So this is what I was thinking. One thought I had is about time travel. Is time travel possible? Oh, here we go. All right, cool. Got my ricotta. You know, now I need to go get some extra sharp cheese for my lasagna. So time travel, right? Now, do y'all believe that time machines exist? You know, I'm talking, you know, Back to the Future, Terminator, things like that, right? There's a simplified way of looking at it. And me, my personal opinion, I feel like a plane is a time machine, right? Now, some of y'all might be like, Choke, what the hell are you talking about? How is a plane a time machine? Because if I'm in New York, if I want, I could travel to tomorrow or I could travel to yesterday. True or false? If I get on the plane, I could travel to tomorrow, or I could travel to yesterday. I'm gonna have to hold this shit for the fall there. Right? So, now some of y'all might be saying, Cho, what are you talking about? If I took a plane and I took a flight to maybe Dubai, and once I got in Dubai and I called back to New York, I would be days ahead of the people in New York. If I was in New York and I flew to, let's say, Thailand, Indonesia, the people in New York would be a day ahead of me, or at least 12 hours, something like that. I don't know exactly, right? But it'll be times when I'm in Indonesia that I call the US and they a day ahead of me. Or if I'm over in Europe, I could be a day ahead of somebody. Like it could be 1 a.m. in London and like 8, 9 o'clock p.m. in the U.S. But it'll already, if it was 8 p.m. in the U.S. on a Friday evening, it's already 1 a.m. in the UK. So they're already on another day, you know. And then if you check different time zones, you know, some people may be 12 hours ahead. So what I'm saying is to say this: if you get on a plane, it goes through different time zones. So does that make that a time machine? And if you get on a faster plane, like I've you know, I was privileged to ride the Concorde. The Concorde is faster than the normal plane, and it gets you at other places damn near in half the time. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, what I'm trying to say here is, that you can change time zones by a plane. Then the Concorde goes faster than the plane. Then a rocket goes faster than a plane and the Concorde. Now the space shuttle goes faster than a rocket, right? So each one of these machines travel at different speeds, which will put them going through different time zones even faster, right? Now, if you know the speed of light, ain't nothing faster than the speed of light. So if you ever watch like Star Wars, you see the Millennium Falcon could travel at light speed, which makes them, and they zooming through time zones. So wouldn't that be time travel? The faster a plane could go to a rocket, to a space shuttle, you are being able to break different time barriers, different time zones, right? Now, I know I'm just going off the head with this, and it may sound logical to some of y'all, you know, it makes sense to me in my head. So I'm saying this to say that I'm gonna go a step further. Why I feel like time travel is possible, and that Yeah, I mean that's my theory on time travel. You know what I'm saying? I'll get deep into it another time. But here's my other theory. How do we know everything that they tell us is true? Right? This is my point that I'm about to make with, were we programmed to believe everything that we believe? Everything they taught us in school, how do we know it is the truth? How do we know George Washington was the first president? Who's around to tell us that that was true? Right? We going off books, we go off hieroglyphics, this, that, and the other. All right, so here's another interesting thought. Think about this. How do we know? How do we know there's other planets? Right? Now, you got people that say, "Oh, go back to Africa," right? Who's to say that black people ever came from Africa, or the African Americans, or the blacks, or the Afro Americans, or the Negroes, or the niggas, or whatever you want to call us in America? How do you know that we came from Africa? How do you know that? Right? Now think about this. If we came from Africa, right? When there were slave ships, there were no planes. Right? So, if there were no planes when there were slave ships, if there were no planes when Christopher Columbus so-called discovered America, when there was already Indians in America, when he got here, how did Christopher Columbus know that he could travel that far without falling off the face of the earth, like Niagara Falls or something? How did those who supposedly brought these slaves from America, from Africa to America, how did they know where the hell they was going? How did they know how big this earth was? How did they know this, right? Now, how did we see images of the earth from a sky view before the Wright brothers even took their first flight? Because according to them, the government, according to history, the Wright brothers was the first people to fly, right? They created the planes, right? So where did the images of the earth and the other planets come from if the Wright brothers was the first persons to fly? There wasn't even no rockets yet to go into space. There was no space shuttles yet to go into space. So you telling me the Wright brothers was the first person to fly, but y'all already knew about space? We've never left the atmosphere until the Wright brothers, but y'all knew about space and all these planets and all this other stuff. And you tell me Christopher Columbus traveled across a whole country, a whole world, across a whole big ass river, and not thinking that he wasn't going to fall off the face of the earth. He knew way back then that the earth was round, and there wasn't even no planes and no rockets or no satellites to go in the sky yet. Make sense to anybody? Don't make sense to me at all. At all. How does that make sense to you? So, my theory, if they can't explain how ancient Egypt was built the way it was built, with all this technology and everything, without any of the technology that we have today, no construction, no planes, no nothing. And we supposed to believe that technology and everything that we have on this earth came from this planet alone? I don't think so. I believe that time travel is possible. We don't know everything that there is to know, because they don't tell us everything. Just like they trying to tell us that when we see UFOs, it's fake. Like, if we is to believe that we are the only life force in this universe, we got to be crazy. Well, you got to be crazy, because I don't believe that. I believe that there are other life forces in the universe. And some of them are probably walking right amongst us on this planet. But to make a long story short, what I want to say is, we could have been programmed to believe everything that we could believe. Like, hot could really be cold. We just call it hot. Cold could really be hot. Like, black could be white, white could be black. We going on what we are told. But I am for sure, in my mind, it don't make sense to me to believe that the Wright brothers was the first people to make a plane fly after all these attempts, and they failed over and over, and to finally get a plane to fly. But we already knew about space. We already knew that the earth was round. How? Where did these images come from? How did we know that where Egypt was at? How did we know where all these different places on the earth were? How did we know from Africa, from America, from London, from the UK, from Great Britain, to how did we know these? I don't know. It's just one of these deep thought conversations. If you had any thoughts like this, please leave a comment. Please share this video if you got people whose mind is spinning like mine. How do y'all have images of our earth before the Wright brothers was able to even get a plane to take off the ground? How do we know histories from all around the world? It's a lot of questions, B. A lot of questions. Y'all think about it. Hit me up on the comments. And next time I go live, let's come on the screen and talk about it, all right? Show no joke, man. Holla at you in a second.